I've been sleeping with this girl for a while now, which I know is not believable because I do sound like I just discovered what boobs are, and right? We've been sleeping together for a while now, and we recently we were having sex, and we had just finished having sex. Woo! And we finished, and she was like, "Wow, Ian, that was great. Like I haven't come like that in a while." And I was like, "Hey, you don't have to lie right now." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Well, a lot of women will lie about their orgasms to make other partners feel better, yada yada yada." And she's like, "No, I wasn't doing that." And I was like, "Oh," and things got really awkward, really quickly. It was a weird moment. She was like, "Ian, could you not tell, like, I came?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what to look for. Listen, if you Google it, it just says good luck. That's what..." Right? Like, it was this really weird moment for us. And I've been telling my friends a little bit about, like, this story. And when I told my friends this, all of them immediately went, "Whoa, Ian fucks." Which it felt a little insulting, because to me it was like, okay, so my friends at first saw me as like some sexless loser, and then the second I said like I had sex, they're like, "Whoa, huge slut." Like that was, right? I don't know. And eventually, like the whole thing came to a head where she was like, "Ian, if I wasn't enjoying the sex we were having, why would I still be here?" And I was like, "Well, maybe you believe in me. That's like, it's obvious I don't believe in me, but you definitely do." I just kind of assumed she was in bed, and she was like, "His heart's in the right place. It's just that his mouth and fingers aren't." That's what's. I don't know. I've been living in Chicago for about 2 years now. Chicago's the best city in the world. Give it up for you guys. Give it up for yourself. And my parents recently came to visit. My parents are from Washington, D.C. So when they came to visit, we ended up spending a lot of time talking about what's going on back in D.C., which is where Trump has federalized a bunch of the police department, and there's mass federal agents all over the streets, and they set up checkpoints to get in and out of the city, right? And it has made my parents, things have gone so crazy in D.C. that now my very liberal parents are saying very conservative things. Right? Like, I asked my mom, have you guys gone out for dinner recently? And my dad was like, "No, downtown's not good anymore." That's... I took them to a comedy show here, and we left the comedy show, and they're like, "Ian, that was incredible. There was none of that woke bullshit." And I was like, "Mom, you crocheted your own pussy hat at the Women's March during the first Trump presidency. You're woke." That's... I don't know. I love living in Chicago. I will say one of my favorite things about living in Chicago is it's Lollapalooza during the summer, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I love it. It's just 4 days of listening to music and getting to have a ton of fun, and I've been going for the last couple of years now since I moved here. And I will say this year and last year were a bit different, because last year at the festival they had guys who would walk around the festival and just shout the names of the drugs they were selling. I don't know if you guys have ever met a drug dealer. Not usually the loud group of people. That's not right. But then just last year for 4 days, they were like, "Hey, let's just sell all the drugs like hot dogs at a baseball game." It was great. By the end of the music festival, you did know who had the best drugs based on their call, right? Like if you were looking for a guy, if you were looking for Molly, you were looking for the guy who was going, "Molly, get some Molly here," right? And if you were looking for cocaine, you were looking for a guy speaking Spanish. That was how it worked. No, I did just move into a new apartment recently, which has been fun. I live in Lincoln Park now. I love it so much. And I've moved a couple times over the last couple of years, and every time I move, one of the movers will go, "Whoa, there's a lot of pretty women in this neighborhood. Are you moving over here for the pretty women?" And I'm like, "No, gross, dude. Listen, there are pretty women everywhere here, okay? You can't throw a stone in this city without hitting a pretty woman." And I know because I've tried. And Samantha, if you're listening to this, I am so sorry, but that eye patch is so chic. No, alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I figured you all wouldn't like the one about me hitting a woman in the face with a stone, but I was like, I gotta try it. No, I'm gonna get out of here on this. When I first moved here, I was living in Cleveland, and I had some other friends who lived here at the time. So when I decided to move, I texted one of them, and I was like, "Hey, Abby, I'm moving to Chicago. What do I need to know?" And she's like, "Well, Ian, the first thing you need to know is that there's a serial killer targeting men in your age demographic." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, but it's like parking a bitch, I guess." It was that whole first summer I was here, all the girls I was friends with were really afraid I was going to get murdered. Like, really afraid. And I was like, I'm not afraid of being murdered. I am afraid of being robbed, right? Like, I'm afraid of being robbed because, I got that shit on. That's what's... right? And I was talking to my friends and she said, Ian, you're not going to get robbed because you're a man. And men don't get robbed. And she is kind of right in that. Statistically speaking, women get robbed twice as much as men do, right? Which I think is a little crazy, because statistically speaking, for every $3 you steal from a woman, you could steal 4 from a man. That's right. Like we need to stop robbing these poor women and start robbing these slightly poorer men. That's all right, guys. I've been Ian Tide.